You did something embarrassing 3 years ago. You said the wrong thing at the wrong moment. Or you failed at something in front of people who mattered. You have not thought about it in months. Then without warning, your brain replays it. Perfectly. Every detail, the exact words, the exact expressions on their faces. And suddenly you are right back there, feeling everything you felt in that moment. Why does your brain do that? Your brain is not broken. It is doing exactly what it was built to do. It is running a program that kept your ancestors alive for 2 million years. The problem is that the program was never designed to be turned off. This is called the repetition effect. And once you understand it, you will never experience that looping replay the same way again. Here is something researchers discovered that most people never hear. Your brain does not store memories the way a camera records video. It stores them the way a body learns a scar. The more emotionally charged an event, the deeper the trace it burns into your neural architecture. A forgotten Tuesday from last year? Barely a trace. A moment of public failure from 5 years ago? Burned in. Martin Seligman at the University of Pennsylvania spent decades studying why negative experiences stick harder than positive ones. His conclusion was uncomfortable. The brain is designed by evolution to prioritize threat. A single overlooked danger could kill you. A single missed opportunity was just an inconvenience. So your brain weighs bad information more heavily than good information. Every time, automatically, without asking your permission. But biology is not a life sentence. Later in this video, I will show you a simple technique, just 15 to 30 seconds long, that literally changes how your brain files emotional memories. Stay with me. Think about your ancestors. Picture one of them, 500,000 years ago, crouched in tall grass. There is a rustling sound behind them. They freeze. Their heart rate spikes. Their attention narrows to a single point. Was that a predator? Was that the wind? They do not know. But their brain files the moment in permanent storage. Because if they forget and the next sound is a lion, they are dead. Now take that same ancient brain and put it in a modern office. Someone gives you critical feedback in a meeting. Your heart rate spikes. Your attention narrows. Your brain registers it as a threat. Not metaphorically. Literally the same biological signal. The same alarm. The same filing system. One negative comment, one bad review, one moment of awkward silence is the same signal to your brain as that rustling in the grass. Elizabeth Phelps at Harvard proved that emotionally charged events physically burn memories deeper than neutral events. The amygdala, the part of your brain that detects threats, sends a signal to the hippocampus, the part that forms memories, telling it to record this moment at maximum resolution. That is why you can remember every detail of your most embarrassing moment, but cannot remember what you had for lunch last Thursday. Your brain is Velcro for the bad, Teflon for the good. That phrase is not a metaphor. It is a structural description of how your memory actually works. Positive experiences? They slide off. They need intentional effort to stick. Negative experiences? They grip immediately. They do not need your help. They do not ask for your permission. They just hook in and replay. The moment you catch yourself looping, replaying the apology, replaying the mistake, replaying the silence, that is your ancient alarm system firing. Recognizing it is the first step to stepping out of it. But here is the part that no one tells you. The replay is not the original event. It is a reconstruction. Every time your brain replays a memory, it slightly rewrites it. It pulls in your current emotional state. It adjusts the details. Antonio Damasio at the University of Southern California found that memory is not playback. It is performance. Your brain is not a recording device. It is a storyteller. And every time it tells the same story, it makes the villain slightly bigger, the failure slightly more complete, the embarrassment slightly more total. This is why the loops get worse over time. Not because the original event was worse than you remember, but because your brain has been re-narrating it, with you as the protagonist who failed for months or years. So what do? Rick Hansen, a neuropsychologist at UC Berkeley, spent years researching how to counteract this asymmetry. His answer was deceptively simple. You cannot stop your brain from recording negative events deeply, but you can manually strengthen the trace of positive ones. The technique is called installation, and it takes between 15 and 30 seconds. When something good happens, when someone compliments your work, when you finish something you are proud of, when a moment of genuine connection occurs, do not let it soul. Eyed off the Teflon. Stop. Hold it in your conscious attention for at least 15 to 30 seconds. Do not rush past it. Let it settle. Feel it fully. Let your brain register it as signal, not noise. That extended attention is what deepens the neural trace. That is how you manually carve new grooves into a system that was not designed to carve them automatically. You are not fighting your brain, you are teaching it. Because here is what the research actually shows. The brain is plastic. It is not fixed. Every experience you hold in attention long enough changes the physical structure of your neural tissue. This is not motivational language. This is neuroscience. What you pay attention to grows. What you let pass unnoticed fades. Your ancestors replayed the lion because they could not afford to forget it. But you are not being stalked by a lion. You are being stalked by a replay. And a replay has no teeth. The next time your brain cues up that old footage, the failure, the wrong words, the awkward silence, recognize it for what it is. An ancient alarm that went off. A system doing its job in a world it was never designed for. You do not have to follow the loop. You do not have to watch the whole performance again. You can notice the alarm, name it, and then deliberately turn your attention towards something real. Something present. Something that your brain, left to its own devices, would let slide right off, because that is the truth the repetition effect was always pointing toward. Your brain replays the worst moments, not because they define you, but because for 2 million years, the cost of forgetting a threat was death. You survived because your ancestors never forgot the lion. You carry that survival in every neuron. That ancient vigilance is not your enemy, it is your inheritance. The question is whether you will let it run on autopilot or learn to hold the wheel. You did something embarrassing 3 years ago. Your brain replayed it because it thought you needed to remember. Now you know why. Now you can decide what to do with the loop,